I almost started this episode with on guard, ready, fence. I swear to God, instead of hello and welcome back to Xpwaste. It's been a long day, dog. It's been a long day. All right, let's do this. Welcome back to XP Waste, where I used to regularly stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning playing this game. And now, I want to be in bed by 10. I want to play Runescape until 10, but I still want to be in bed by 10. Hi, I'm Oxie.
And I'm Michael. If this is your first time tuning into XP Waste, welcome. We are a RuneScape-centered podcast, old school RuneScape, to be exact. I mean, we might talk about RuneScape, but that's very rare. So if you're here for that, I don't know, stick around. Anyway,
we're talking about RuneScape 3?
Yeah, like the RuneScape, like Daddy RuneScape.
I like dissociated there for a second. And like, I just heard you say, we'll talk about RuneScape like 1% of the time. I'm like, is someone going to tell him at the point of the show? Like,
right.
What is this episode, like 108?
106? 106, yeah.
So
but we don't really keep track. We're going to talk about RuneScape. We're going to talk about the news, things happening in the game, what we're doing in the game, what we're not doing in the game. If you're not new around here, welcome back. It's 2 weeks in a row now that we've done an episode, and we beat our previous PB. I think we're starting a new PB, our new streak. You know when you get like a Slayer task streak. We started a new task streak. We haven't earned any points yet because we took 2-3 weeks off. Anyway,
do you use Snapchat?
Yeah, you Snapchat me. The only reason I have it on my phone is for the random once every 2 months times that you will send me a Snapchat, and I don't want to leave you on red.
This is coming from the man who regularly sends me not one but like 7 Snapchat pictures with random filters, like he's a 60-year-old woman. But sometimes, almost guaranteed, one of those filters is his kid with the filter on it.
Yes.
So it'll be like Batman Michael with a really wide chin, old man Michael's kid, Michael with really big eyes. No context. It's not a reply to anything. It's just a big ass thing.
Yeah. Do you know why I do that?
Why?
Because the only thing I like about Snapchat is looking at all of the new filters that people make. So when I open the app, I'm instantly shown my face, and then I just swipe through all the filters, and I take a picture. If it makes me laugh, I send it to you. Sometimes I save them because they were that good.
Good Lord, that's fantastic. But no, I was gonna say I'm more attached to my Slayer streak than any Snap streak I think I've ever had, ever.
Yeah. I will never give up my Slayer streak. I'm at, what is it, 780 tasks or something in a row? But I'm already 99.
I have that many. Yeah, I think I'm like, what am I, 600 something? I gotta go check my Slayer helmet now. Oh, what a day.
How are you? How you been?
Man, I'm tired as hell. I have literally just not locked into RuneScape. It's been bad.
Yeah.
My task streak is 732 apparently.
Okay.
No, but this past weekend was Mother's Day, which is why we're recording at 10 o'clock on a Monday night. So I went home for the weekend, didn't bring my laptop, didn't play at all. Then the week leading up to Mother's Day, I think I sent 1 Chambers kind of against my will. And wouldn't you know it, after not really playing RuneScape for probably 2 or 3 weeks, Chambers is Eric still sucks.
I thought you were gonna say it's fun.
Nope, still sucks. So yeah, I don't know, but I feel like I haven't been playing any games this week.
Not even Jedi Survivor?
I played a little bit, but an hour or 2 a night. I've just been crazy busy with IRL stuff, between working and then practice 3 days a week really cuts into the free time that I have, which is fine because I enjoy fencing as a free time activity.
Mm-hmm.
But like tonight, for example, we're recording so late because I practice like I think in 45 minutes, an hour away from where I live. So if practice is from 6 to 8, but I left at 8:15, but like practice is from 6 to 8:15, it's actually from like 5 to 9:20, I think is when I got home.
Yeah. Which is crazy that you're on the road as long as you're there.
I'm there for a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. But it's been really good as a whole. Like it's been worth the drive for both the physical activity, like I'm active again, I'm playing a sport that I love, and importantly I have like friends in real life, which again is also a weird balance because like half of the fencers are like a lot older than me, like 40s, 50s, and the other half teenagers.
There's no in between. Like there's nobody your age?
I may have said it. I think I may have said it last week. I don't know if it was on the show or not, but great philosophers from our generation once said, and this was not a line I understood at the time, but I do now. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. And I gotta tell you, after working with the little bastards 8 hours a day to go fencing against not the same, thankfully, but like
close to it,
different little bastards for several hours, it's something. I love them. They're great. They're all great kids. Yeah. even my ones at work, they're all truly great kids. But it's like, yeah, no, there's not a whole lot of people my age at fencing, unfortunately. So, but it's fun. I come home here, and if I don't have anything to do, I play games, and then or I go right to bed. Like I got home last night from being home for the weekend for Mother's Day, and I think I just went right to bed. I'm like, good heavens, it's 10:30. I have to go to work tomorrow morning.
Good heavens. Did you say that actually?
I maybe I did in like a Mrs. Doubtfire voice too, like, oh, good heavens, would you look at the time? I've got to be going to bed. So that's how I've been. I mean, I think I'm still feeling the burn a little bit, but I've been more. It's coming back. I'm not done with RuneScape. So this is what I did actually want to explain this because I felt like last week I was just like, ugh, RuneScape bad. One of my number one goal for the year, I can pull it up on my goal sheet so I can word it for you exactly, was to have a healthy relationship with RuneScape. And the bottom goal, the two sub goals are enjoy playing the game and enjoy not playing the game. So if you've been around for a while, you kind of understand that like last year, there was a lot of time where I really wasn't having fun playing this game.
Right.
And then towards the beginning of the year, when we were really pushing the envelope for what I was capable of in raids day after day after day, and just never getting anything worth like using. Like you can only see so many FFA rings and arcanes before you just stop wanting to do content, so like between all that, there's just a period of time where I was like, just don't want to do this, because I really wasn't having fun playing. And I like, obviously it's like ebbed and flowed because like kind of like RuneScape does, but these last few weeks I've been enjoying not playing, and it's been good because I had a dream that I got an 8-man shadow split, so like it's there, it's coming. I don't think I'm ever going to be done with RuneScape, but I just think that at the moment I'm enjoying my goal of not playing the game, and it's going pretty well. I mean, otherwise, I've got other goals that are also going pretty well as well. Clog slots are moving along, clue scrolls are moving along, 500k raids, 500k, Jesus Christ, 500kc raids, KC. That's coming along okay. I I think I've definitely made the most progress in Tob. I'm only talking about my goals because like I haven't done anything this week. Like I genuinely don't think I have done anything of note other than one singular chambers that made me want to quit RuneScape again. I like the people I'm with, but I don't know, man. But yeah, I don't know. The goals are coming along. I've been the only member of our GIM team who's just been like idly watching everyone do shit
Mm-hmm.
the last couple weeks. Like, I think there was a period of time where you just kept asking me for stuff, and I got really fed up. So I stuck everything I owned in the chest because I'm like, I'm not playing this account. I don't really care. And then I think TMD asked me the other day, he's like, where's the Dragon Axe? I'm like, I stuck it in there like 2 months ago. He's like, it's definitely not in there. So he made me log into the account. And I'm like, there's the placeholder, bitch. Ask Michael. He probably has it. So I think I just like put more stuff in there too. So like you said earlier, what'd you say to me earlier?
So I was talking about how I've been playing my group Iron Man, which I'll get into in a second. But basically we're just saying like you're burnt on your main, so what better thing to do just to play the group Iron Man because we're all playing it again.
And I want you to say that sentence again, but slower.
You're burnt on your
You're not
main.
having fun on your main, so why not play your Iron Man?
Yeah, your group Iron Man, the one that you play with your friends who also
folks at home.
Folks
at home, I don't think he's picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm not. I'm choosing. I choose to remain blissfully ignorant for my own sanity. Because remember, your New Year's resolution was to stop bitching about being an Iron Man. Remember?
No, that was not my New Year's resolution.
That's the one I had for
not
you.
one of my goals.
If you look on our TikTok, it's there.
Well, I looked on my goal sheet and mine says 2250 total level, which is basically just max your account from you.
Close to it.
So
like base 92s or something. 95.
Yeah, it's wild. But
so what was your rebuttal? You said you were saving it for the podcast.
I just want that to be on the show because like the listeners know that that's ridiculous. In no universe, you know it's ridiculous too. In no universe am I going to be like, man, I really hate playing my spoiled main account, so let me go over to Walkman mode with no supplies, and that'll be so much more fun.
That's one way to look at it, but you could also look at it as like account progression, playing with me and Scape and TMD, getting ready for like TOA when we're all there. Because like there's going to come a point where Scape's burnt on his main. I'm slightly burnt on my main. TMD has never stopped playing the group Iron Man. And us three, I can count. Us three are going to be ready for like doing raids. And you're going to log in with like base 60s melee stats, like fighter torso, climbing boots.
Bold of you to assume I have a fighter torso on that account.
You're still gonna have an Ivan staff. Like we're gonna be raids ready. And you're gonna be like, man, give me 2 weeks.
I will not be able to do raids in my dog shit gear.
I guess we'll have to drag.
I know the
it.
mechanics of raids. No, baby girl, it's gonna be the other way around. I can do the invocations. I can do the raid. I'm not gonna get a whole lot of damage, but I can do the raid.
I just want you to be happy, and if not playing the group Iron makes you happy, sure. But I think it would be fun if you did log in and played with us. Is all I'm trying to say.
And I'm sure it would be. I don't even know what I could potentially contribute at this point.
Whatever you want. Like do whatever you want.
But that is the issue.
Do some
like,
quests.
The last goal that I had on the GIM was to get 70 prayer. And that made me want to suck starter shotgun. Like I genuinely can't.
Don't get 70 prayer.
But that's a slap in the face to my things about account progression, you know? You gotta progress the account and make it better.
60 is still a good number. I've been at 60 prayer for a while, and I probably will be a very high Slayer level before I get 70 prayer. Because I've just been I guess if if you're done with what you're up to, I can go into what I've been up to.
Please do.
Okay.
Because I've been doing nothing
Right.
all week. So I thought we had already started what you were doing. I got to level with you.
I have not logged into my main account for like over a month and a half, probably. I'd have to look. I mean, I've logged in, but I haven't really done anything. And I've been pretty much focusing all my time and effort into my group Ironman. And the gains are coming along. I'm at 67 Slayer. I don't know. I will likely hit 68 if I keep doing Slayer while we're recording. It's all dependent on the supplies. I might have to stop and make some prayer potions, but yeah, I'm pushing slowly for all of the requirements to do Song of the Elves. That's the overarching goal. So that means a bunch of 70s and a bunch of levels. And the main one that I'm working on now is herb lore. And a great way to get herbs is just do Slayer. And Slayer also progresses the account because number one, it's money, it's supplies, but it's also big ticket items. So there's a lot of things that I'm hoping to unlock. I'm looking forward to unlocking with boosts. I could get some pretty cool stuff like dragon boots, whips, tridents, all that kind of stuff. Not now, obviously not anytime soon, because I'm only 67 Slayer. But it's been like I think I mentioned it in a VC or in the CC. I can't remember, but somebody asked me, they're like, "Hey, I noticed you haven't really been playing on the main account." I'm like, "Yeah, numbers don't go up anymore. It's really been tough." Once you max, I was very, very gung ho with my goals, and I don't know. They just don't excite me. They haven't excited me. I won't say they don't, because I am still excited about that account. It's my main. I'll never give it up. But seeing the account progression that I'm able to do and reliving the early mid game has kind of been fun. Classic example of how my brain is wired. Having a maxed main who's done everything in the game. I was like, I'm gonna go while I'm on my lunch. I'm gonna go cannon some cave horrors and try and get another black mask. Because one of our group mates, Escape Caution, he has started doing Slayer and he wanted a black mask. So I gave him mine. I'm like, Escape, I have the Slayer level. It's fine. I'll just go kill cave horrors. I Google how to get to mostly harmless because I'm like, I don't know how to get to most. I don't know how to do this on an Iron Man or a low level account. It's like you have to do cabin fever. I'm like, oh, easy, cabin fever. No, you have to do rum deal, and to be able to do rum deal, you have to do Zogre flesh eaters. It's 3 quests that I haven't done.
You didn't do any of those?
Not yet.
How many quest points do you have in that account, dog?
191 out of 290.
Wow.
Oh, I've done 98 of the 156 quests. I just haven't done any of those. So that's where my brain is just wired to. I can do anything in this game. I don't need to do anything. But there's a lot of things I still need to do. And that to me has been fun. Yes, it is frustrating. It's obviously frustrating to not be able to go and kill cave horrors on my lunch and like suffer through Slayer with a like a Nezi. But when I'm thinking about my free time now, like I know I had to record tonight, so I'm like, obviously I'm not going to be able to do those quests tonight. But tomorrow night, I can hop on the PC for a couple of hours, and I can knock out those quests. And then, TMD already got me a black mask, so I didn't have to go get one. But that was the plan. I was like, Tuesday night, I'm going to do all of those quests, and I'm going to go and get me a black mask Tuesday night. It's just like reliving those experiences, because I have not been in the early mid game since like 2017. It's been a long time. and it's fun. It's fun, and especially with not having to do it alone, but kind of still doing it alone. I know that I probably wouldn't be doing all this on a normal Iron Man, so I'm kind of happy that they made Group Iron Man, even if. And I don't say this to slight you at all. There are, I mean, we're not a full 5. I don't think Scape's cousin is coming back anytime soon.
I don't think she's ever coming back.
She could, you know.
We've
you never
been
really
we've been
quit.
A 4-stack since like week 2 of Group Iron Man.
You never really quit. You just go AFK, and so life has happened for her, and I understand that. But she always seems to come back eventually. You know, she always comes back for leagues. So that may, you know, there may be a time where we are a full 5, but I've just been enjoying having the group as like in general. Yeah. But that's been me. In real life, moving still sucks. Suddenly, I mean, like, there's more things in my office for some reason now than there was last week. You guys can't really see it because I've got them all strategically placed off camera. But they're like, the house that we moved out of, it still has carloads worth of stuff. Unfortunately, the truck that we had rented with the movers, it didn't fit everything, and we didn't have everything boxed up in time for them to even move it if we wanted them to. So the wife and I have just, like, when we get a free night, we'll make carloads. We'll make trips and grab carloads. And I think the plan right now is tomorrow night to go, before we have to come back and put my son to bed, we'll go out there, we'll get everything into the garage so that we can hire cleaners to just detail the house. And then we'll be pretty much done. Because at that point, you just get everything out of the garage. Cleaners are there. We can stop thinking about it. Because moving sucks. And then there's the arduous task of continuing to unbox and unpack everything that's here. I'm so glad we'll be here for a while, because I guarantee you, like, a couple months from now, there will still be boxes. That's just how sucky moving is.
I'm absolutely sure there will be.
I hate it. But that's been me. Work has been busy, but we're supposed to be out of our busy season soon, which is nice. And I'm happy for that, because I'll be able to take some more PTO. But it's been good. It's been another issue with RuneScape. Back a few months ago, I only had like 2 or 3 kids in my facility. Mm-hmm.
And like, even if you meet with the kids twice a week, you see all 3 of them on Monday morning, all day Monday, or all afternoon Monday, all day Tuesday. You could wait till Wednesday morning, or you could wait till Thursday morning. I'm just at work, dick in hand, and nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have like 8 kids in my facility.
Oh, wow.
And it's summertime. So we're like going out and doing more community service. And oftentimes I go with them because,
Mm-hmm.
like, if my kids aren't there to do therapy, what is the point of me being there?
Right.
So I've just
might as
said,
well.
Fuck it, and I'm going with them.
Yeah.
So we've been working in the garden the last couple of days, and that's like, 2 hours cut out of my afternoon. So like, even Taco Ninja says teach them how to do raids. I prefer to teach them how to do either rooftop agility or motherload mine. Because I'm still on that base 90s grind when I am logged in. God, maxing this account is gonna suck ass. Mining is gonna be just the worst.
Get you in mudload, or we'll get you in volcanic mine. It'll be fun.
That's why I have been years in the making for getting 99 mining. Literal years in the making of being like, remember that time I helped you get 99 mining at volcanic mine?
Yeah, calling in the favors.
Now's the time to come through. So I've been setting things up, moving in silence like lasagna or whatever the saying is. You know, and we're now he says start a gold farm. That's not okay for so many reasons. But yeah, so you know, I'm here at MLM, and I just had not even had a lot of free time to play. So even if I was like, oh, I really want to like AFK motherload mine, or like I'm gonna hop on the groupie and like do agility, it's gonna be awesome. That with what time?
Yeah,
because like
ebbs and flows.
These damn kids, dude. They got issues. Every time they talk to me, I think, man, you really should talk to someone about that. And then I realize, damn it,
that's you.
Like, I'm the one you should talk to about that. So,
oh no.
So you mentioned earlier that you have max brain.
I do.
And number doesn't go up anymore.
It really doesn't.
Well, honey, you've got a big storm coming. Number about to go up soon-ish.
You think soon?
How is number going to go up soon-ish? By soon-ish, I mean like 2 years, probably. When is it? Please ignore the cynicism. I'm very tired from fencing practice. How is number going to go up? Don't do that. Don't do that. Michael just took a little hand motion because he said before the recording started, he said, take a shot every time Oxie mentions how tired he is. This fucking guy has been sitting around all day working from home. And he says, hey, you want to start recording as soon as you get back from fencing? Do you want to go to work and then go to practice and then go back to work to record your show? That sounds fucking awesome.
Listen, it wasn't just me. We talked about this, and this was the best outcome for us.
Right. Your original suggestion was you can just skip on Monday, right? And I went, nope.
Well, we could have done it tomorrow or Wednesday night, but the episode would have been out like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that to you.
I don't want to put up with that. I gotta level with you.
Yeah. So we're here. Anyway, you're tired.
But I'm quite tired. Shots aside, I'm quite tired. So ignore the cynicism. Michael, sailing is coming.
Sailing is coming.
Unless people have a pissant baby party when they vote on their refinements, sailing is coming. And we got our first piece of it today.
I saw that.
We actually got a pretty interesting little bit, which this is the one perk of recording on a Monday, is we actually have information from Jagex to kind of play with here.
I'm excited.
So, today...
I wouldn't jump to conclusions, actually. Never mind.
Today, oh boy, here we go. Here's the max player, boys. But today, they released the baseline technical demo of navigation in sailing. So like how your boat is going to move on the water. They set up a small ship, large ship, and a colossal ship, and they went into some of the mechanics of like, you know, navigation and like the way the ship moves versus how a player moves, ship collision, the size of the ocean, for example, how complicated ships are going to be to use and operate, things like that. So they went into some pretty good detail, and they brought up some interesting points that I thought would make for some interesting little bits and baubles. So we'll link a video to the little tech demo they played, and if I didn't think it would get us like copyright struck, I would play it on a loop at the bottom of this. But I don't think we could pull that off. Or else I would just download the video and just silently play it on loop below. So who knows? Maybe I am able to do that, and you see the video below right now. That's just going to play on loop for the next 3 hours. But, you know, but they released all that info today. I think it's a pretty like...
You excited about it?
What's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it's as exciting. It's exciting because you know it works.
Yeah.
It's not like, holy shit, guys, we're getting a new raid. Exciting, but like, oh hell yeah, we know it works. You know, like it's neat.
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I don't think they meant it to be this like earth-shattering announcement that made people go off their gourds. I think it's meant to get the conversation started.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So this was a tech demo, or they had a fancy where it was like, I don't know, tech something. It was a tech demo. Basically, what Oxie said, they showed a player standing on a boat, and if we figure it out and Oxie puts it on the screen, you guys are seeing it now. If you're watching the video, that is. There is a player standing on a boat. You can click around the boat, and then you can click the water, and your boat moves. And this was a proof of concept to say it's possible. What they had envisioned for this is possible. We can navigate the ocean. And
yeah,
that was basically it. People were, I was watching the VOD of the Twitch stream, and there was a lot of people like kind of confused as to what was going on. Like people were like, wait, is this sailing? Is this all we're going to do? And a lot of people had to correct them. The guy's like, no, this is literally just a proof of concept. Nothing is fleshed out. Like the art design, this isn't like art isn't finished. Gameplay mechanics is not finished. This is literally just, hey, it can be done. Get excited about it. I don't know if it got me excited. I don't know if you want to get into it, or if there's anything else you want to talk about explanation wise.
The only caveat I'll add before we get going, which I'm sure we'll bring up multiple times, is that literally all they showed us, they took in-game models that don't have any real substance to them, and they made them move on the water. They added a new, what did Modnin describe it as? An agnostic chain of command or something? He used the term agnostic, which I thought was interesting. But pretty much it means whatever, like, what's the term? Whatever needs to be done, like whatever entity needs to be rendered, for example, the chain will render it. Whether it's General Gardor or a player or a goblin, it'll render it no problem.
Right.
And they just had to build on these to make it so that, like, they called it like Boat World or something, where pretty much you can have a player on an object that is moving while also rendering the stagnant world with things also moving.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want sailing to feel a part of old school. That is quite literally all they gave us.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were like, here's this art design and all this super cool stuff. It quite literally was just, here's how this works on a boat. Like, the boat moves.
Yeah.
Was the TLDR. So Michael and I are going to do some fun little speculating.
Speculate we will. I think, I don't know. For me, initial thoughts watching it, I was like, this is boring. That's my initial thought. I can unpack it. And it's going to sound a bit pessimistic. I apologize. But for me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, how is this a skill? I understand and I fully grasp that this was not meant to show how you're going to train it, the actual mechanics of the skill. But to me, watching them like unpack basically just another way to move throughout the game, once you get to a certain point, you tend to avoid things that make you like run or navigate the world on foot. And for me, what is fun about navigating the sea when we teleport to any location? If there was a new island, we could add a teleport to get there. Or we could do like they have in Relica, where you hire somebody or you ferry a boat, and that boat takes you, and it's a quick flash, it's a quick cutscene, and you're there. it didn't excite me, and I thought in the way that I thought it would, seeing the mechanics. What did excite me though is the potential that this could bring to the game outside of sailing. You
I
mentioned
knew as soon as I heard Modern say it, I'm like, that's the first thing Michael's gonna bring up.
you mentioned the player object moving through space, real time, all of that. This could bring about a lot of great things to the game. One of the things that they said in the live stream was you could have a quest, or you could have something where you as the player, you're riding on the back of a dragon, and you're also fighting things that are in the air, and you're controlling the dragon while also simultaneously battling things. So that just got my mind like Dragon Slayer 3. What if you're freaking riding a dragon in the air, aerial combat with other dragons? It's possible because they figured out how the engine can accomplish that. It also could bring about mounts other than just in quests. We could see horses. We could see other things. But that also goes back to the whole like, we're trying to avoid walking. So why would we want to why would we want to force people to, not force, but in a game where most of the time you don't really want to walk, and you don't want to navigate the world on foot, having a mount, I don't see the long-term benefits of it. Yes, there are skilling activities such as Mahogany Homes, where a majority of the time you're running around. But would you really, would it be possible to teleport your horse to different cities and ride around on your horse just a lot faster? I don't know. But sailing aside, that aspect of it did get me excited, because that's a whole new it's a whole nother realm of this game, capabilities that we've never seen.
I just don't think you like sailing very much.
I don't.
I gotta be honest. I just don't think.
I don't. I much prefer shamanism in the realm of like the what it could bring to the game. I don't, even now with all of the stuff that they've been talking about, everything that they've come out with, I don't see. I don't know. Sailing just hasn't excited me yet. I haven't had that like aha moment with it. Maybe I will. I'm optimistic that I will. Whenever there's a beta potentially for it, or there's a gameplay beta, I really want to get my hands on it, because it's something that I probably will do a lot with keeping my maxscape and retaining that. If I wasn't maxed, it'd be different. All that to say, like, yeah, it doesn't excite me. Taming wouldn't be as exciting. I don't know. Shamanism, of the three, I think shamanism still is my number one, even though it didn't pass. Barely didn't pass. But if they were to also work on shamanism on the side, and they're not going to do it, but in a perfect world, in my perfect world, since sailing and shamanism were so close, in my perfect world, they would have done concepts for both. They would have put in the same amount of work that they're putting in for sailing. They would have put that into shamanism and gotten to a refinement stage, and then just pulled both of them. And like at a certain point, they would have said, okay, so you've seen a deeper look into both of these. Now, which one do you want? And then give the player base the option to decide, because it was so very close. But I'm not at a point now to where I can give any more than that, because again, it doesn't. I still don't see it. I'm really interested what you have to say though. Maybe you can change my perspective. I'm willing to have an open mind. I really am.
I mean, personally, I feel like shamanism was just Iron Man mode, the skill. It sounded like misery. All the components were untradeable. You had to collect them all the way to 99. Misery, mate. Absolute misery. That was the biggest turnoff for me for shamanism myself. But I'm still, you know me, I'm a taming stan. But I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna convince you or anyone who really doesn't like sailing, who feels it's still a meme from 2014, who feels it's not a skill, it's just a mini game, who feels like walking around isn't fun, why would sailing be fun? They didn't show us anything from the skill. They said, here, you're going to be able to fly on an airplane. And then they made a paper airplane and said, it's going to look like this. Choo! And threw it across the room. And it did a little spiral and hit the floor. It's nothing like what flying in an airplane is like. Mm-hmm. But in concept, it's more or less the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really give us it. They literally just told us that what we want to do works and how we build off it.
Yeah.
To counter the point that we don't want to run places, running across Gielinor, because I literally just was bitching earlier about Walkman mode, so I could speak to this. It is tedious when you know there are faster ways to get places. If I told you to walk from Lumbridge to Prif, do you think you would enjoy it?
No. Not
because
even.
Why would you walk to Prif? If I asked you to teleport from Lumbridge to Falador on your main account, do you think you would enjoy it? No. Because you have a max cape and a maxed house. I literally have been in situations where like I have teleported to the duel arena and I've realized that the Amulet of Glory is closer, gone back to my house and teleported to the Amulet of Glory, teleported at the Alcarid Palace because it's closer to where I need to be. We're not big fans of walking because there's other ways to get there. That's the first problem with comparing walking to sailing. The second problem, walking doesn't present any sort of functional challenge to the player. Other than being boring as sin and the least efficient way to get from point A to point B, you're just moving. You're just pathing around objects. It's not even like an open world RPG like Skyrim where like random enemies will come and attack you or like random events will pop up. Random events people dismiss as proper RuneScape random events, that is. But there is no incentive to take the main road to get places because nothing happens. The road from Lumbridge to Varrock has been exactly the same for 20 years. And even at this point, you can slap your dick on the table, walk into Varrock, because the Dark Wizards aren't even going to attack you anymore. Because you're max combat. So, there is no challenge and there is no mechanic to master with walking. Right? Sailing presents a few different counters to that. The first being, nobody's going to know shit about what's efficient and what's not efficient on day one. Right?
Right.
It is going to be me and the boys singing shanties through our headsets, dicking around in the water south of Port Sarim. That is what the first week of sailing is going to be.
Yeah.
What do we do with a drunken sailor? Shut the fuck up, Oxie. It's going to be the whole week. The whole week when it first comes out. They, I imagine, are going to play off some aspects of the exploration thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some little undiscovered island, but they're not going to be random. Like I said, it's going to be like the Animal Crossing islands, where there's like maybe 5 or 10 islands that like they just don't tell people about, and players have to like moor their boats and explore them for fun.
Yeah.
There's going to be all new training spots, and they mentioned with the 3 different kinds of ships, they're kind of spitballing 3 different kinds of oceans. So shallow seas, it's like shallow seas, open seas, and deep sea or whatever. Which would correspond with like small, large, and colossal ships, more or less. That in combination with what they have kind of described as like weather and current, which I can touch on here in a little bit, because wind and sailing sometimes is a frustrating game mechanic, but I'll get to that. Kind of like, we'll use a recent example with Jedi Survivor. There are areas in the game you can access from the get-go that are easy to get to. There are areas from the game that you can access from the get-go, but you have to be creative on how you get there. And there are areas that you can see at the beginning of the game, but can't get to until the middle or end of the game, based on what kind of like movement mechanics you've unlocked. I don't think it's impossible to suggest that new feeling of exploration and that really like, I don't know, that really fulfilling feeling of being able to do something new that we all kind of lack with sailing is going to come about when you're able to traverse these different types of waters, right? So one thing they mentioned is that, let's say every ship has components on it. So like the tiny little ships will have 2 or 3 components, like module pieces or whatever. The larger ones have 6 or 7, and the big ones have like 15. I don't know, as an example. And the larger vessels make it easier to navigate wind or navigate currents. Like wind is random, and it's not like you can't move, but it's like a penalty kind of thing, how they described it, which I really hope it's not, just because like wind is a frustrating mechanic in a video game with a sailboat, because I don't want to have to play with the wind. I want to go where I have to go. So I hope if they do implement wind, it isn't a slog to get through, or there is some way where you can either change the direction of the wind or you can completely avoid the wind or something. But that will come with time with the unlocks. I think why moving around on the ocean is going to be more enjoyable is because it does present challenges to the player, right? You're not going to be able to go everywhere immediately, other than quest locked areas, right? Nowhere in Gielinor can you not traverse on foot that is not quest locked. Like if you have every single quest done, you know what? There is one place, Death Plateau. You need the climbing boots. Other than that, the waterfall dungeon requires a little rope puzzle to get into. Underground Pass, why in the world would you go back through there? You know?
There are certain places that require like a light source.
Yeah. But here's why walking isn't fun. Why in the world are you walking through Death Plateau? I have an IUD that teleports me right outside God Wars, baby. Why am I going through the Underground Pass? I did Song of the Elves 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to get back into the Underground Pass when I have that Master Clue step.
Or to charge your Ivans on your group Iron Man.
God, it's such a slog to recharge that Ivan staff. Another reason why Iron Man mode is just the worst. But like, so that's the issue with walking is like, there are better ways to get places once you do it the first time.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas with sailing, for example, let's use the coast of Gielinor as an example. Let's say, God, Mother of Mine is so awkward to navigate to get back out. Let's say when you take off from, Port Khazard or whatever, and you want to swing south over to like the Poison Waste and the Isle of Souls. Let's say you cannot cross the area between Feldip Hills and Ape Atoll because there's a really strong current that flows northward. and just kind of carries you back in your small boat. But when you get a bigger boat, you can do it, but it becomes challenging. And then when you get on the colossal, like Brigadier freighter ships, the current does nothing. And you can cut right through that area without having to do whatever. And then perhaps you get back on your small boat because there's more shallow seas over there, right? I don't know how the whole getting on and off boats thing is going to work. I just think it would be interesting to see areas that they can kind of deny players access to or force players to go based on the technology they have on their boat.
Yeah.
Which is also an issue because Gillinor's just a big island. It's not like more or less, like if you look at it, it's not like nothing is really landlocked. You know?
Yeah.
The only open ocean there really is trying to get to Zaya.
Right.
You know? And
no one's gonna be traversing the seas to get to Zaya. Unless Valamor is like you can't get there on foot. You need to go into a port. I could see
which
that
is
being
possible, but also why wouldn't you traverse to Zaya? Which is, I guess, this is probably the cheapest argument of all. Why not explore this for the first time? Why not cross the ocean to get to Zaya? You have no idea what's out there, right? I think people always talking about, oh, this sense of adventure, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't have that anymore. But the idea of being able to explore something brand new, that sounds like fun. And before anyone says, well, that's why it should have just been an exploration skill, the fun will not last in doing that. There will be efficient routes to get places, right? It's how they densely pack the content in that area that makes you want to go there. It's like maybe if you take the north route, there's fishing. If you take the middle route, there's a fast current. And if you take the southern route through the sea, there is boss fights or hunter encounters or farming encounters or something, you know? So I think as far as the navigation goes, sailing seems significantly more enjoyable and significantly more challenging than having to run places. Will I admit, though, long term, if there are islands you have to sail to, better add some fucking teleports eventually. Because like, let's say, for example, the Varlamore expansion is only accessible through sailing. I don't hate it. I think, you know how cool that would be? You build this boat for a month or two or a year or however long Varlamore takes to release. And then there's just a new addition to a continent. Something we really haven't had substantially since 2016 when that shit show of Zaya first really came out. I guess Mount Carolum is probably the more recent example. But like, that was one place. And the Farming Guild. So 2 places. Mm-hmm. And the Lizard Bet 3 play. Whatever. Not important, right? Not as substantial as Varlamore is going to be. Yeah. Okay? I think it's going to be hype as shit to go there the first time. The 150th time I have to go there, Jesus Christ. There had better be a teleport. So I don't doubt that eventually players are going to be over it. But I think part of why the navigation is cool for sailing specifically is that it's not going to feel like, oh, I'm just fishing on the water. I'm just training hunter on the water. I'm just farming in the water. The additional challenge of how you get there, because the ships, so the way they talked about it is they kind of want the ships to move in like an arc, right? So like a player can rotate 90 degrees or 180 degrees, whatever it is, without doing anything, which like people can do. You can turn around really quickly. Boats don't really do that. Even like kayaks and shit can't like really like turn on a dime like that.
Right.
So they're kind of discussing this sort of like circular navigation pattern that they kind of want to flesh more out. But I think what they're waiting primarily on is the betas.
Yeah.
So they want to wait and be like, not wait to do it, but like wait to lock anything in until they have significant player feedback that tells them how it feels.
Right.
Because if it sucks, everything I just said is going to go down the toilet if it feels like shit.
Right.
So I think they want to make it feel like fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I'm optimistic it's not going to feel like just training other skills but wet because
agility.
of how you get there. That's what they called me in high school? ? I don't know where to go with that one. They didn't call me anything in high school, let's be honest. But I don't know, maybe like it adds a new element to tracking if you're like training hunter and you're trying to catch like a mako shark or something. Or maybe fishing's a little bit more dynamic because like schools of fish in the ocean don't pop up in like 1 or 2 spots. They're everywhere. So maybe, frustrating though it may be, when a fishing spot on a 30-minute timer moves, you have to sail to go find it. You know, that could be interesting for a little bit.
For a little bit. That's the key.
But that is the one issue that I will give you credit for. While I think the navigation pieces of sailing really are going to set it apart from other skills, because I don't think it's going to be a mini game. I don't think it's going to be this half-ass expansion. My concern, partially, is this going to feel old at some point? Is this going to feel tedious? At what point is, hopping on my boat with my pirate brothers to go plunder some booty, if you know what I'm saying, going to get arduous?
Mm-hmm.
But the follow-up question is, and TC kind of mentioned it in the recording booth chat, he alluded to it a little bit. Can you name me a skill that is consistently fun to train?
No. I mean,
whether all 23 of them have their high points and their really low points. Like, and it goes both ways, right? So let's look at a skill like, I don't know, what's an example of this with skills? I feel like the low level ones are tough. We'll use Hunter as our first example, right? Hunter trains really quickly at low levels with birdhouses and various training methods. And then you get to like 63 Hunter. Oh. And it's just a slog because it's like 3 tick chins all the way, baby.
Yeah.
Till you get to 80. Then you do Herbivore. And then guess what? You better really like Herbivore because that's basically the only fucking thing you're going to do. Herbivore and birdhouse runs. And maybe you'll spice it up with some chins every now and again. But it definitely, like, my first Herbivore, it felt good. That was fun. I'm on Herbivore like 1300. Oh, like I just, it's doesn't take any brain power.
Right.
But like towards the end, it's just like, let's get this over with. On the more egregious end of the later skills, you first unlock Motherlode Mine. Not only is the XP kind of okay for your level, you're also super motivated because you got to get the mining alpha for the diary step and you get to unlock the bag in the upstairs and like you get all the shit's new collection log slots. And then you just have to sit there for 7 million more XP. And just, mining goes really low. There are opposites with skills, though. Slayer, Jesus Christ.
Slayer slaps.
Slayer is arguably the worst skill in the game until about 65.
Can confirm.
You could argue maybe 55 on a main account, but 55 with Bloodveldt only really gets good if you have the Myrditch lab unlocked. Otherwise, but boy, 95 Slayer's nice. The higher level Slayer is good. Same thing with agility. Oh God, agility at low levels. but Sepulchre's pretty fun. And Sepulchre can make you some money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sailing is unfortunately... Stinky Wawa's just got a big shark. Nice. Sailing is doomed to inevitably get boring. I don't think that's going to be a flaw with how they design sailing. I think that's going to be a flaw with how RuneScape works and how their players play it.
Yeah.
Because technically, when you get to 80 Hunter, Herbivore is not your only option. There's a shitload of options at 80 Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You ever pitfall trapped anything?
I think for a diary one time.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I did it in leagues quite a bit. I think there was a task to wear the full spined Larupia outfit. It's fun. I've never caught a saber-toothed Kayat in my life. Aerial Hunter? No. No one catches bats in raids. The clothing doesn't mean anything. Some, obviously, like butterflies and birds. Like, you stop getting good birds at level 19. But there's nothing really to say that you can't train these other hunter methods.
Right.
There's a world of opportunity for you. It's just not efficient. So I think it's a flaw with how RuneScape is a game
right there,
and how their community is as players, where we will eventually find the most efficient way to train sailing. And eventually running laps around Karamja in the colossal boat with 7 of the 12 modules equipped to get the fastest XP per hour is gonna be boring as shit. Just like every skill in this game gets really boring.
Yeah.
So I think knowing that is going to happen shouldn't detract from what the new mechanics could add. And to touch on what you talked about at the very beginning, you mentioned like they mentioned fighting on the back of a dragon in the thing. Which I was like, oh god, Michael's going to bring that up. When Nin first brought that up, the first thing I thought of was, what's the opposite of sea? That's air. You can fly. How in the hell would this community react to flight? Right?
Yeah.
They mentioned like being on the back of something, but like theoretically, if the framework is there, you could add like planes and shit. Or like you said, mounts. You know, I don't think I don't want them to add planes, you know? Like, it's just seems a little out of place for a fantasy game. But you know what I mean? Like, I heard that and I was like, okay, cool. The tech is there, but I don't want it right now. You know? Taco says, what if they had new Slayer monsters with sailing requirements? I think that touches on what the skill could be as opposed to how the navigation works. You know, I don't think enchant the ship so it can fly. like the Avengers, how they have those aircraft carriers that fly up in the air. Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would call myself excited about this because, again, like being told something works isn't super exciting. But I'm certainly optimistic it's going to be more fun than walking around Gielinor.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just takes going into it. You have kind of changed my mind in the sense that none of the skills that we have currently are designed to be, well, they're not that they're not. Okay. None of the skills we have in this game right now are fun from 0 to 13 million XP. None of them. Like the whole
they're
time.
They're not always fun. They're not fun the whole time.
There are certain points where you really, really enjoy Slayer. There are certain points where you really hate Slayer. There are certain tasks that you hate with Slayer. Even though Slayer slaps, there's really there's tasks that suck. There's certain times where mining is really fun, but there's a lot of times where mining is not fun. You literally could say that for all 23 skills. And it's unfair to both the developers and the skill itself, I think, to put that expectation on skilling just because it's the new kid on the block. You know, for me, I guess I did have unreal expectations in the sense that we saw them make a paper airplane, and I'm expecting a Boeing 747. It's early. I'll give you that much. It's very early. That's why I said at the top that I'm optimistic, and I can definitely have my mind changed, which I hope I do have my mind changed. I hope that throughout the weeks, throughout the months, perspectives will shift, and that there will be things to look forward to with sailing. The 500 laps around Karamja are going to be great. But
that's the thing. Like, they're not.
No, that was definitely sarcastic.
You know, as a Max player, that like
hella sarcasm.
When this community decides a meta, it's gonna suck balls. What is a fun meta that exists in this game for skilling?
I don't know. Maybe
like what is the best XP per hour meta? Which one of them are enjoyable to do for the average player?
There's certain things personality wise I can get into a rhythm and enjoy it just because it's either very mindless or you do have to focus and it's rewarding. So construction was that way, oddly enough, for me. I kind of liked Herbivore, and I kind of miss rune crafting in the sense that it allowed me to do something for a long period of time. And
but souls aren't the most efficient.
Not anymore.
We're talking like lavas.
Yeah.
3 ticking chins, 3 tick fishing, 2 tick teaks.
But it is a meta. Like it's a way to get to the end result. It's not the most efficient meta, but it is a meta that has been established.
So meta itself is it anagram? Whatever, I forgot what the term is, but it's an acronym for most efficient tactic available.
Yeah.
So
I guess you're right. It is not a meta.
Is efficient.
It's true.
That's why I'm saying. Like most metas in RuneScape are not that fun.
That's
like,
true. Yeah.
The metas for fast Slayer XP are like Turiel skip for like smoke devils and like neck reels.
Right, bursting tasks. Yeah.
So you can get super fast XP.
Yeah.
Like lavas aren't fun. What is the agility meta? Is it truly just level 5 Sepulcher?
Either Sepulcher
like, is that the best XP in the game?
Per hour, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I would say
so, like,
because there's different metas. Like the most efficient doesn't always mean the best XP, because the most efficient could be barb fishing, because you don't have to train agility.
I think differences in efficiency don't come down to XP. I think they come down to like most efficient for budget, most efficient per level bracket.
Yeah.
Like teaks are most efficient until whatever level, and then some other things becomes better.
Yeah.
For wood cutting, you know,
right.
Like there's like Motherlode Mine is not the most efficient tactic available for mining.
Hell no.
It's 3 tick granite. But like that's just my thing. So like the 500 laps around Karamja or whatever stupid thing we're going to decide is the best training method is going to suck. Because they all suck. Because as Tiki pointed out in the recording booth chat, you know, he and I had a little back and forth about it. 100%ing any game is not fun, in his own words. Like, I love Jedi Survivor. It's honestly my game of the year. Best Star Wars game I've ever played. And I'll put that on my chest as someone who 100% of the year, like Lego Star Wars episodes 1 through 6. Like, I love a lot of Star Wars games. Far and away, Survivor's been the best one I think I've ever played. I don't know if I'm going to get every single collectible in that game. Because eventually, getting collectibles becomes tedious.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I get it. You know, I don't know. I think maybe as a whole for the community, that discussion of like, not lower your expectations, because I don't think we need to lower our expectations about sailing. I think we need to lower our expectations about how fun it's going to be. And like, if you're not a skiller, it's the same thing applies to PVM. You know, I love Top. I do more than 5 tops in a day. I'm done. Like, Muspa was super fun when it came out.
But not anymore.
I've not done a whole lot of Muspa.
Yeah.
Like, same thing with Tombs of a Masket. Same thing with the Wilderness bosses. Like, it's fun to a point.
Sure.
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, day 1, week 1, first month, I may take off the whole time. You know, I'll be there
but that's
when
the
we
thing.
log in.
There's gonna be no meta, baby. We're just gonna be playing. Imagine, dog. We're just gonna be fucking playing RuneScape. No one's gonna know anything that's going on. Adicon, Bodhi, Foe, Alfie. None of those motherfuckers are gonna know anything about this game. No one's going to be able to be like, oh, what if we use this tactic from this to tick manipulate that and clip me through the... No one's going to know how to do that.
There'll be one man. One man will know.
Just going to be playing RuneScape.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like, it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
When the new skill comes out. Because it's not even like you can theory craft. Real. I'm sure at some points you'll be able to.
Hopefully that like, you could find out different things on whatever beta world. And but we've got the beta
worlds.
We've
got the beta worlds, and they should be releasing like a content pitch in like 2 weeks, I think they said. So XP Wasters, strap in and strap on. We're gonna be talking about sailing a lot these next couple of months. So
there's like the roadmap for it. They're moving pretty quick. But I also think that it's going to take a long time. In like two sides of the same coin. They have everything pretty much planned out, I think, until close to the end of June for as far as pitches go. But once everything is fully finalized, it may be an entire year. Maybe 18 months. It just depends on how quickly they can develop the content and how quickly the art team, the engine team, all of that works together to really bring this to life alongside everything else that they're going to want to do. Because you can't just put the whole game on hold. They're still going to need to put out updates. They're still going to need to do events. Like hopefully we'll still get a league. They're still going to put out new quests.
That's definitely going to be the crazy part, because like Desert Treasure 2 and all that shit's coming out, and then like we're gonna get a summer summit hopefully where like I don't know. So yeah, you're right. The Lord knows when this shit's gonna come out.
If I was a betting man, and I guess putting it out there, recording my voice saying these words, it kind of is setting it in stone as far as my prediction. But my prediction, so it is May 15th, the day of recording, 2023. If I was a betting man, I would think late fall, early winter, and this is not a meme. I'm not saying this for the meme. Late fall, early winter of 2024. So about a year and a half from now, I think we'll have something in the game related to sailing. If it passes that, like if it gets that far. If it doesn't, I think we could see a new skill, whatever that would be, like early 2025. Potentially. That's like a year and a half, 2 years from now.
I think if we get all the way to refinement in late July and sailing gets binned, they're going to work on shamanism. And if shamanism, even so, like, because we're going to have to do this exact same conversation, but instead of the sailing mechanics, it's going to be the spirit realm.
Mm-hmm.
and how that works,
Yeah.
or whatever other random bullshit they wanted for that skill. I think if sailing doesn't pass, we're looking middle of 2025 for shamanism. But frankly, Tiki said it in the recording booth chat. I would guess between June and August of 2024.
So kind of close to what I was saying. We're a
Well,
couple
yeah,
months
you're
different.
talking
a couple
like
months
fall, winter.
Yeah.
I think a couple months, which like I think is fair. It's optimistic. Lord,
Second
knows.
half of 24 is what we're kind of, Q2 to Q4 of 24.
I'm calling like early second half though. Like they'll probably announce it at Winter Summit 2023, and they'll be like, "Oh, and there's one more thing," and then it will be like tentative release date for sailing. July of 2023, and people will lose their minds.
Yeah.
And that'll be like the big thing for the Winter Summit, because I imagine what is even going to be the big thing for the Summer Summit? This is definitely jumping way far ahead, but like other than potentially announcing a new league, do we think they're going to announce anything big at the Summer Summit?
More quests. Could see another you stumped me. I mean, I don't know. Like, what have we seen in the past? We've seen quest bosses. We've seen
the last
content
two summits
updates.
we've had. The last two summits we had were Tombs of a Masket and Sailing. We're like
could do another
the
raid.
big ones.
They could be working on another raid potentially to like coincide with the release of Sailing. I think that would be a really cool thing, is if they said, here's the raid. It like comes out like a week after Sailing comes out, but you need like 75 Sailing to access it.
That would suck.
No, I think that would be awesome.
Would suck. Because then people wouldn't enjoy Sailing. People would just like rush to get 75 and like not actually enjoy the skill.
Well, what if you made it like maybe, okay, so maybe you need a smaller, like a lower level, maybe 25. And then if you do the Sailing, like if you do the raids quest, it gets you to 15 Sailing. I don't know. I just did a whole mutated Zagamite task, and I actually hate this. I dislike that creature. I just don't use prayer. I think that's why.
Yeah, that's definitely why. Because I like AFK them bitches, dude.
And I don't have the points to unlock like the auto fungus. So if I go,
I don't even think I do that on my main.
Really?
I think my main account has an auto fungi, whatever.
The auto spray. Yeah, if I forget and I'm just sitting there for like 30 seconds, it's not dying. Why is it not dying? Anyway, 39 tasks in a row though.
Could be big.
Summer Summit, if they have one,
could be huge.
Because here's what you're forgetting.
Surely they're gonna have one.
Here's what you're forgetting. We will potentially have a Rune Fest.
That's what they're gonna announce.
You think
I'm
so?
telling you right now.
Okay.
You heard it here first. Summer Summit 2023. They're gonna say, by the way, Rune Fest will return, and they'll give us a date for 2024.
That'd be cool.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give us a date for 2024, because it's not gonna be soon, because people have to plan that shit.
Yeah.
Like it's not. They're gonna hold it somewhere in England. Fortunately or unfortunately, they're gonna hold it somewhere in England. So like, all of their American player base is gonna have to plan dates and financials to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
it'll likely be my first time out of the country for RuneFest, if I'm being honest.
It won't be my first time, but dude, just picture it. Before we go to break, I want you to picture for a second. We coordinate with the boys. We get everyone to Toronto, because it's probably going to be cheapest to fly out of Toronto as opposed to anywhere else in the United States. Then we got a central meeting point. It's only about 8 hours from Toronto to Heathrow, right? Assuming no bad conditions, right? We go all that way, get a big, like a house or like a hotel block together for like all of TNL XPW, you know? I don't think everyone, because that's a lot of damn hotel rooms. There's like 500 people in our clan. But like, could you imagine?
It'd be like the North meetup, the South meetup, and then whatever other meetup we do combined, if everybody can make it. Because it's obviously a huge commitment to say, take off work, leave your family, and spend potentially thousands of dollars on plane tickets and event costs. And it's a major undertaking that, it would be fun. I'm imagining it though. It's going to be fun.
We got to pay for our tattoos.
Yeah, we do.
We got to get them. Because remember, like years ago, we all talked about like getting matching rune tattoos. I think I claimed the nature rune, and I'm going to get it right here on my chest. And I've been waiting because I'm like,
right there.
Like it's behind the microphone. Yeah. It's like right here.
Well, I have my game client in front of you, so I had to move the game client.
Oh, nice. I moved it. I moved in frame. I'm like, oh, I'm over here. But yeah, I've been waiting. And again, after getting this, I'm like a little tattoo hungry. I'm like, ooh, I could get that nature. I'm like, no, I have to get it somewhere in England.
Yes.
But I have to get it somewhere with the boys in England. Or if like, which again is the funniest part. The bulk of the people in the server are American. But the founder is English. So everyone's like, yeah, when we go to England, the motherland, and it's like 1,700 of the 2,000 people are North American or whatever it is. So like, I guess if the Euro folks and the Aussie folks came to the United States, that'd be cool too. But like, I don't know. I want to get a tattoo in a foreign country.
What are the odds they do it in America? Because a lot of their player base
really low.
Okay.
Because they talked about this, I think, on Based podcast a couple months ago. The JMods are like the staff of the event.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really expensive to fly your entire staff to America for like a week, rent a venue, get all the shit that you would have to do in England, but now tack on exponentially more expensive travel and lodging costs.
Yeah.
For everyone. And then I don't know, it just doesn't seem super feasible, or you have to pay a venue a lot more because now the venue staff have to work it. And like then I don't know. I don't think they would ever host it in the US, as convenient as that would be.
Maybe one day. I don't know. I feel like Jagex has widened their stance on what can happen in America, because I'm pretty sure there's JMods that work remotely from the US. And they're not all.
There was for a little while. There was that one Mike D. Maybe that was him, the guy who had like definitely he was there like a couple years ago. He had an American accent. I don't remember. Was he the one who spoiled the fishing boss? He spoiled Temporos?
Oh, I don't know.
There was a couple years ago, I think he was on the show, and he like made a comment in passing to Kieran. And like he's like, yeah, and we've got the fishing boss we're working on, and you could see Kieran like shut the fuck up, like that kind of thing. I was like up. That was God. I think that was like July of 2020, maybe, because I feel like I was up north in my cabin when he leaked that, and he like mentioned fishing boss, and everyone was like, "What?
What? Oh gosh." Yeah. Either way, I think it's a guarantee that Oxie and I will be there, because I'm not missing RuneFest for anything, dude.
That'll be the big announcement for the Summer Summit.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Any final thoughts on what we saw today, sailing wise?
Stay optimistic. Keep an open mind. You don't have to be mega excited, because again, they didn't really give us much content other than showing us that it works. But I think it's time we send you lovely folks to break. So with that, enjoy this commercial. We'll see you very soon. Hello there, adventurer. My name's Razlo, and I've traveled all over this here continent collecting treasures that I think you.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important safety announcement. Attention. This is a message from the Gillinor Protection Agency. Do not fall asleep. A supernatural anomaly has escaped from its containment site in eastern Mauritania. It is incredibly hostile and will strike if given the opportunity. It has been known to attack its victims through their dreams, causing intense and violent sleepwalking that often results in the victim's death. Do not fall asleep. Over 1,200 individuals have been reported missing since the breach, and that number is estimated to increase exponentially over the coming days. Sleepwalkers have been reported in Canifis and in the northern coast of Mauritania, heading towards Port Phasimatis. If you are within the immediate vicinity of the breach, please seek shelter and await further instructions. Do not fall asleep. The Gillinor Protection Agency thanks you for your cooperation. Do not fall asleep. You will now be returned to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
So why don't you come on down and see for yourself? I promise you won't be disappointed. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial because I know that I sure did. Someday we will make new commercials for you. Someday.
Is that
I
day
was
today?
thinking about it on my ride home. The fact that we were able to pump out commercials like once a week, we were on some shit back then. I feel like our episodes were also only like 40 minutes back then too.
They were
Like,
short.
What were we even talking about? And then we're like, I guess we'll go to break.
Well, we
like-
didn't. If you listen to older episodes, which a lot of people do, it's like introductions. We very briefly say how we're doing, and then within like maybe 5 minutes, we're like, okay, main title content, and then we would talk about main title content for like 30 minutes, and they're like, okay, time to go to break. And we didn't have all of these things that we normally do now. We didn't have Patreon shout outs.
We didn't have Patreon. We didn't have
Community question.
We didn't have Achievement
So
of the Week.
literally, it was just welcome
We
back.
had like recommendations
Here's
for
the
a while
we did.
that were like, here's what we recommend for the week. And it was like, we never even got that correct. Because like the first week, we're like, yeah, watch these content creators. And then the next week, you're like, yeah, recommendations about RuneScape. I think I was like, train your low level range at swamp crabs. And you're like, I was gonna recommend Verf's UIM series, but okay. I'm like, oh shit, we're still doing that? And then I got a level with you. I don't think we did it at
Nope.
all after that.
Nope.
So
Yeah, it was weird.
just thinking about like, how in the world did we pull that off? And then the episodes were like 20 minutes long. And like that first episode, there was no like video component to it. So just I cannot feasibly see with the life I have right now. Like, I will try to start this edit tomorrow night, and I will probably be awake until about 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday,
Mhm.
getting this edit ready for Thursday
Mhm.
to come out. There is not a chance in hell I can bang out a commercial. I don't know how we did it.
Well, I
So
was
someday new commercials will arise, but this is not that week. I was also definitely unemployed for a little while.
You were unemployed, and
Like I was on unemployment for a while.
I
which
was-
was awesome.
I was editing for the first 15 weeks, I think. 14 weeks?
No, it was the first. Dog, I edited part of the Mathis episode. You edited, I think,
But I
want to say the first like 7.
was
I think.
editing a lot of them. Fully.
You edited the first probably like month or two. But I don't think you edited the first 16 weeks. I think because I think we had this discussion when we did like an XP Waste year in review.
Okay.
Like I think I started editing a lot sooner than you seem to think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because in addition to like editing the Mathis interview, I just like did a first episode. I think I was week 8 because that's when it started the even odd.
Okay.
Way back then.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, it's just not a thing we can do week to week anymore. So I apologize for the recycle commercials, and hopefully someday we can smash them out. Because like, remember how at the beginning of the year, Michael and I talked about like having a bunch of projects.
Mhm.
We scripted a ton of shit, like quick guides for like mid-game content. And I can't even. I don't think I could pay someone to get me free time at this point. I might be able to do it on a weekend, but like you and I both know editing takes way more than like a day.
That's true.
So someday we will get there. Today is not that day. But that's okay. Because you know what today is the day for? Shouting out our patrons.
Mhm.
The people who support us every month with their wonderful financial support that is way more than necessary.
Mhm.
But they said, F it, we ball. We're going to support these crazy mumpties. And here they are on screen right now. This is the Wise Old Man tier. We do have a new one this week. La Floridian or LA Floridian. Not 100% sure. Maybe it's all one word. La Floridienne. I don't know. Maybe he's French. Who knows? But he's new. Welcome to the Wise Old Man tier. Hope to see you in the recording booth chat. But we're moving on from the Wise Old Men, so the thing is slowly going to fade away. Michael and I are going to come back. What's up, baby? How you doing?
How's it going? Thank you guys.
And now we're going to read off the KBD tier in alphabetical order because we've made that mistake far too many times.
And we'll never live it
without
down.
further ado, you can tell that I'm getting more and more cooked as the episode goes on.
Can you?
But here we are. Yep, I can. I sure as hell can. So kicking off the KBD tier, we have Broic70, my dad. Hi, Dad. Cloud Kicker, Dicky Bird, EXP Enjoyer, Imby Jones, Legend Gary, Lil Drakey, the Lord Jake himself, Mark, aka iSteam, Mike Oxmall, MT Birchfield, Rylithian, SatanBot666, Skooman92, Spartan Fire, Taco Ninja, the Big G Jordy, the Crayola Cram, Toast No Toast, and Tuz Talk Coots. Thank you all so much for your absolute, just monumental support on Patreon at the King Black Dragon tier. I don't really have an update on the shirts other than they're going out, right?
I have a stack of freshly printed shipping labels. That's as far as I've gotten. The plan for this week is to get them out by Friday. Get them in the mail, in the post office. A majority of them. There's still some like EU bruvs, like oi bruv places I need to figure out import taxes and stuff. But domestic, Canada, and Australia, you guys should have your shirts soon.
All right, so I don't have an update except that we're almost done. So awesome.
So close.
That's super cool.
So close.
Yeah. So in the recording booth chat, Iron Otis says, what about the tattoo artist? And as a brief reminder, the design on your shirt is actually created by an XP Waster who is an American traditional tattoo artist. Native Blood Tattoos is his Instagram handle. We'll link that in the description too. So when the day finally comes when you get your shirts, know that we didn't just hire some rando. We kind of planned on hiring a rando. And then he reached out to us and was like, hey, sorry you guys are having trouble with tattoo artists. I happen to be exactly who you're looking for. Do you want me to whip something up? We're like, yeah. We would love that.
Yeah, because once
so that worked out
once
perfectly.
Could not agree more. Once everybody gets their shirts, and we can finally, publicize what the design was, because we want it to be a surprise. Like you guys open your packages and see it for the first time. Once everybody has gotten their shirts and they've seen them, I want to show you guys my concept versus what you actually see as the end result. And we'll put them up side by side because like I thought what I had designed was pretty epic. It's not. It looks like a 5-year-old drew it next to the actual finished design. So get hyped, because we actually talked about releasing a version of the Patreon shirt in the merch store. So we'll potentially be doing that. It just won't have all the stuff on the back. That's going to be months down the road potentially. So yeah, I'm excited.
We'll get there, but I think we finally move away from the Patreon talk and we move into the community question.
Absolutely.
How many responses are there this week?
We have 16 on Spotify.
Dog, I was just about to say there's no way we have as many as we do last week. Holy.
There's 16 on Spotify and 6 on YouTube.
God, that's more than we had last week.
No, I think last week was like 19.
We had 19 on Spotify. Yeah. And we only had a few on YouTube.
Okay. Well, here we go. It is the community question time, everyone. Last week, we asked you guys, what is your favorite obscure RuneLite plugin?
And I swear to God, if anyone says Quest Helper.
Funny you should say that. Not the first one, though. Riley says, Blindfold. Only because Imbued Fart was already taken. Seriously, though, on long, tedious grinds, it is kind of nice to use Tile Tracker and only click things that you need to. I've never heard of this plugin. This is going to be me, like, making mental notes to go. So it's called Blindfold. I have no idea what that is. But it's obscure, and that's what we asked for.
Blindfold. Blindfolds you so you can't see anything except for your character.
Oh.
Draw distance. Whoa. Oh, I don't like that at all.
That might be a fun extra episode if we like blindfold ourselves and race from one city to the next.
It shuts off. Oh my God, I gotta send a screenshot of this. This is trippy as hell.
Oh, look at that. Oh, wow.
That sucks ass. It also shuts off your GPU plugin.
Oh.
Why would it do that?
Interesting. So they said it's long, tedious grinds. It's kind of nice to use Tile Tracker and only click the things that you need to. Could be good, I guess. But you can still see your minimap, which helps. Just kind of takes all the visuals out of it. Next up, we have Iron Otis coming in with my vanilla answer would be Quest Helper.
Banned.
But my not vanilla answer would be Door Kicker. When I first downloaded it, I thought it opened doors for you before you got to the door, but it's not. It does seem that way, doesn't it? Next up, we have Danny. Don't empty. Nothing is worse than dumping out a restore during inventory management. Huh. Is this where it takes away the option for you to empty potions? Because I don't, who empties unless you're in the wilderness, griefing a PKer, whoever would want to empty a potion? Just seems like the dumbest thing ever. Tommy T-Bone says, fun, door kicker, utility, anti-drag. Actually, though, anti-drag, that's a game changer for PVM, because there's nothing worse than trying to do an 8-way, 1-tick switch and just messing up your inventory. Not that I would know how to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to leave that first part alone. But I genuinely don't know how anti-drag works. And whenever I go to turn it on, I'm like, is it going to prevent me from moving stuff in my inventory?
Yeah.
So I turn it back. No, but if I need to switch something or move potions around, is it going to prevent me from doing that? So I just don't ever have it turned on. Oh. So I have been known to drag an item here and there.
In a nutshell, anti-drag makes it to where in quick succession, so once you click on another item, for a delayed amount of time, you can't move another item once you've clicked an item. Now, if you're just clicking and moving like you press and hold, it's not going to stop you from doing that. It's just going to stop you. So once you've clicked an item, you can't move an item for a set amount of time. You can change the intervals to where if it's too sensitive and you're finding that like it's messing you up, then you can change it. But it is nice for gear switches. I think they have it potentially built in on mobile. I'm not sure. Next up, we have K Black. They say not really obscure, but the Irby AFK plugin really helps that grind. I think really the only thing that changes in the Irby AFK plugin is that it adds a massive blue line to like really, really indicate what path you should be taking. Because sometimes there's multiple ways to get to the destination of where the next spot is, but this adds like a giant blue line, which is interesting. I want to take a second and welcome Mima to the recording booth. I can't tell if he's up late or up early.
Oh man, Mima's here.
We
gotta wrap.
Are we down bad?
We're down bad because Mima's ass is just up early for work.
Man,
no, Mima.
Welcome,
it's
Mima.
not personal against. It's not personal against you, but like, it's what 5:45 in the morning where you live, motherfucker. Europeans are getting back in VC, Michael. We gotta wrap this shit up.
So the next three people all said the same one. We have Young Mac, Nathan, and Taco Dog all coming in with Door Kicker. Door Kickers. I honestly don't know why I didn't say it in the last episode, because I have that plugin on, and I've had it on for years at this point, and it's probably one of my favorites. You just walk up to a door and you kick it open. You don't actually like push it with your hand. So those three. Young Mac also said imbued fart, which I've never used it because I don't play with game sounds, but I'm sure it could be fun to just forget that you have it on.
I was hoping it'd be better.
Really?
To be honest with you.
Oh, damn it!
I downloaded it. I didn't love it.
Well, that's disappointing. Seymour says inventory viewer. It lets you see your inventory when you are on a different tab. Very useful for spinning flax or tanning hides with the lunar spells. So far, everyone I've PVM'd with has asked what that panel is. Huh. Yeah, there are certain places where, like you're enchanting jewelry. Not that. Like, you're enchanting. You're doing stuff in the spellbook, and it takes up your inventory. Like you can't see your inventory. So definitely a good one. Caleb says it's became more popular due to YouTubers calling it, but Door Kicker. Oh, sorry, I missed that one. Caleb also said, in my opinion, it should have been the new skill. People would be 99 so easily, and bots would have a field day. People love Door Kicker. Michael.
Apparently.
Michael says emoji picker, radius markers, Door Kicker, and skills progress bar. I don't think I have any of those besides Door Kicker. Radius markers, maybe?
Isn't skills progress bars the one that goes like underneath your...
Oh, it is. I have those turned on.
Hell out of that one.
I have that one on. A skill progress bars, actually, it's a great plugin if you're maxing, because it will gray out any skills that are at 99 already. So if you're looking at your skills and you're like in the high 90s, everything looks like 99. But it'll basically like gray out everything that's already 99, so you can focus on the 3 that you have left, for instance. Pork Cherry says the Fashionscape plugin.
Like a transmog?
The transmogrification is specifically, but I guess a couple people, it may be on, 2 people. So Dion also said Fashionscape. So I wonder if there's a specific one that's called Fashionscape. I don't know. Man.
Is this the one where you can like preview equipment by changing local player? Is this the right one? Exclude non-standard items. So like, how do we activate it? It's transmogrification.
Yeah, I know that transmogrification is an older plugin, so maybe somebody took that idea and just ran with it. Toast No Toast also said Door Kicker. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in just the Spotify replies that said Door Kicker.
Good Lord.
Mockcat says, as I UIM, or anyone that uses the costume room, I 100% recommend POH storage. Honorable mention is the Impling tracker. And finally, on the Spotify replies, the one that I am most excited to try on my main account, Nevive. It entirely revives our beloved Neve. How that works, I don't know. Maybe they just replace the character model of Steve with Neve, and you get to have Neve back. I don't know. I'm excited to try it. Moving on to the YouTube replies. Same question. What is your favorite obscure RuneLite plugin?
Oh my God.
What?
I figured out how the Fashionscape plugin works.
Woo!
Holy shit. It's a side panel option, and you can right click copy outfit.
Oh.
And you can wear what other people are wearing
That's
on your
cool.
screen.
What about NPCs?
Okay, this thing's actually...
Can you wear what NPCs are wearing? That would be
no,
that would be correct.
Unfortunately, you can't. But you can go through and like search different pieces. So like we'll search.
So kind of like the transmogrification plugin.
Infernal cape. We'll search that, so it'll pop up with my like iron kite shield and shit.
Oh,
okay. So this is actually pretty.
Is this a fun one?
This is, and the interface is a lot better as well. Oh my God, you can sort like color match and shit. Whoa, this is weird. This is trippy.
Moving on to the YouTube replies. Same question. What's your favorite obscure RuneLite plugin? Valeric says, so many that weren't mentioned. Get the OSRS wiki crowdsourcing and WikiSync to help and give back to our amazing wiki team. Tile Packs is excellent for learning PVM. It highlights tiles at most bosses, even Sepulcher, so you can mark them easily. TOG crowdsourcing helps you get optimal tiers of Gothic's Worlds every week for irons. And Banked Experience is basically the opposite of the built-in calculator, which is Coolio. Nice. Those are all great mentions. I've like more recently, I have heard of the tile packs, and it's cool because it's like all of the tiles. You don't have to have friends that have like gone into TOA and like have the tiles. You go in the tile packs and then you just import them and they're already there. You don't have to keep like there's some people, I think it's Jamie. Jamie was keeping like a Google Doc of all the tiles that she would have. Mm-hmm. And if anybody asks, she wouldn't have to go there and get them and like come back. So she's like, this is basically that for you. You don't have to do it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Item Text says 3D Weather is my favorite plugin. It has different settings based on your location. Example, it's always raining in Mauritania. And it makes the world feel so much more immersive. Except when you're farming and you ask yourself, why are you watering plants when it's raining? I have turned on the weather plugin. It is pretty spooky doing barrows with like rain and lightning. And you can even change it to where like if you go underground, the weather stops. Or if you go in a house, the weather stops. So it's pretty smart. It's not just going to be randomly raining as you dig underground and do barrows. Gothic's Rest podcast, shout out, says,
nice.
Yeah, gonna throw a few out that are also great. These are QOL plugins. First is the Decimal Prices plugin. Nothing is more annoying than trying to type 2.3 mil, 2.3M on the GE and then having to go back and retype 2300K. Simple and easy. Next is the Easy Teleport renames. It renames confusing teleports to their colloquial name. Colloquial. That is a hard word. I should have practiced. Colloquial. We're leaving that in. It changes it to their more commonly used names. And finally, a 2-for-1. The BA plugin gives a BA QOL and BA call highlights. Makes callouts in BA a breeze. That's Barbarian Assault for all you out there who didn't know. Both a must-have for doing BA for Torso or the Diary, or for those who want to improve at the minigame. Thank you, Gothic Rest Podcast. To Music Man says the visual metronome. You can set it to be a square or anywhere on your screen, or a true tile style highlight, and the tile below you will animate colors on the tick cycle, whether it's every other or different colors for 4 ticks in a row and looped. It really helps for those who play without sounds. I was going to mention that. We should have mentioned it last week when you mentioned the metronome. Having the metronome on the screen can be very, very helpful. Next up, we have Fury Wall. They say the weapon animation replacer. My cheap ass can see my character with ornamented, kitted gear without having to fork over the money or effort to get them. Yes, we'll mention any of these transmog plugins or like the Fashion State plugins. It's just you seeing it. So if you don't really care and you want to see yourself in an Infernal Cape just to have it, but nobody else will see it, use them. It's kind of fun. Takes away
I have been playing with this plugin.
I can see Oxie was so zoned out.
And this plugin is cool as hell. This Fashion Scape plugin is so much cooler than the transmogrification.
I was going to ask, is it better than the transmog?
It is so much. Like, transmogrification, your character model like clips through and looks gross. Mm-hmm. This is like, it's clean. I've got my ideal third age Fashion Scape on right now. Which is it feels so much better because the only thing I don't own in this current setup is the Blood Scythe, which will come in time with hard mode, and the third age pieces. And the Kitted Fury, but like that's like $2 million. I just don't feel like spending. But I have the Jad Helm and the Infernal Cape. So like I don't have to like strive for too much with this. Oh god, this is such a cool fit, man. And like there's a random dice button.
Oh.
So you just pop up with like random Fashion Scape, but it's coordinated.
Oh.
And it doesn't look bad.
Dude, there's so many extra episodes I can think of for our Patreon with these types of things. Like the blindfolded plugin would be so fun for us to race from one end of the map to the next, blindfolded. And then for this one, it would be fun to say, roll the dice, whatever you get, that's the like you have to do that. You have to go and actually acquire these items one way or another. Realistically, not third age or infernal,
You have to so you 1, 2, 3 random. And what did I pop up with? I popped up with a top hat, a staff of Bob the Cat, top hat and monocles, staff of Bob the Cat, Dagon High top, untrimmed Slayer cape, briefcase, and regular legs and pirate boots. This would actually be a horrible thing to do. But let's say I do this one here. I've got a Lovacaine banner, a Zamorak top. Is that a cat amulet? What the hell is that thing? What the hell am I wearing right now? A Witchwood icon, a cloak of ruin. I don't even know where you get that thing. No pants.
No pants.
Oh no, shorts.
Oh, okay.
Zealot boots.
I don't know what you would do with it, but
cool as hell.
It would be.
Oh, this one's feasible.
Yeah,
oh
it'd be
my
kind
god,
of
fun. This could be fun.
Yeah. So
you have a lot of fun with this.
Put that in the back pocket. I have 2 more.
There's a helmet item called 3 barrels.
Oxy, we have 2 more, and then you can go to Achievement of the Week.
Sorry, man. It's just so cool.
10,000 Slugs says, I don't know if it's obscure or if it's a default plugin, but the Friends Notes is one I don't hear too often. It's great just to jot down someone's real name so you know people a little bit better, or if you borrow an item, you can notate it there. I was talking to one of our good friends, and she was saying that she doesn't play RuneScape often, so she plays in cycles, and so every 6 months she'll come back to the game and she'll meet new people and then take a long break and then come back, and she'll have a whole friends list of people she doesn't know. And so she started adding notes of this is where I met them, this is if they changed their name, you're not going to know, so she added their original. It can be a lifesaver in those situations. I think the 2 that he said is also the ones that Slugs said are also very helpful if you gave them if you let them borrow something, or if there was some sort of reason why you added them, then notating it there is can be helpful. But yeah, that's a great suggestion, Slugs. Thank you. And finally, Shinkiro says, favorite obscure plugin? Rainbow Rave. Allows you to apply RGB. It allows you to apply RGB to things like highlighted NPCs, loop beams, scythe swings, and mouse trails. I have seen this one, and I didn't know what it was
Rainbow
called.
Rave
Yeah,
is wild when you turn like everything on. Like go somewhere where you have a lot of tiles marked.
Yeah.
Like people use it at like Ulm with
gosh.
Rainbow Rave, and like all the tiles for like
yeah.
the solo skipping methods are all just like.
Oh, can you imagine? I've seen people with Akka. Like, there's more tiles marked than there's not at Akka for butterflies and like standing. So they would be very fun at Akka in some people's cases. But yeah, that's it. That's the community question, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who answered. If you want to answer this week's question, it will be, what are your thoughts on the proposed navigation mechanics for sailing? We want to know. You can answer that on the community question section on Spotify or the pinned comment of this YouTube video. Oxie, my friend, I'm going to drink some water, and it is your turn for not a community question, for the achievement of the week.
I gotta level with you. This is about to be the fastest achievement of the week.
Oh, really?
Of our lives. It's not short. I just want to do it quickly because I want to go to bed.
Dare I take a shot?
Welcome to Achievement of the Week, my dear friends. It is time to do this and focus and try to stay focused as best as we can. Kicking things off in the miscellaneous category, we have one quest cape this week. We have Sir Thormac. Our boy Thormac finally got his
Thormac!
quest cape. I know. He finally
I'm not going to
did
lie
it.
to you, Oxy.
Huge.
When I saw that, my heart skipped a beat because I remember when Thormac was the noobiest of all noobs, and he has a quest cape. I am so freaking proud of Thormac. So freaking proud.
I mean, no shade to Thormac.
No, zero shade.
Is he not still a noob?
The man has a quest cape.
I guess I can't say that because he's got a quest cape.
He has a quest cape, and he was at freaking Bandos the other day. So I don't know. They got a split.
Look at how far people
Thormac.
come.
You just blink and they're growing up. Time is just going.
I really do love this community. But in addition to that, we have our dear friend Shadow, who after 93 master clues finally got a mimic to earn his music cape.
Hell yeah.
Like I said last week, it's the mimic and the champion scroll that hold people back from their music capes. I can't believe it took my boy 93 masters.
That's very
crazy.
dry.
That's gross. Yeah, because they're like 1 in 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross. Moving on to the combat section, which is kind of like impressively thick this week, but not a whole lot of content. In a disappointing turn of events that I literally just noticed, unless I mess something up, no fire capes.
Likely.
No fire capes
Damn,
this
dude.
week. I know. So if someone got their fire cape this week and I didn't shout you out, I apologize. I don't care. Post it again. I'll announce it next week. But, well, technically there is one. Scape did get his first fire cape on his GIM, but like I was there. I wasn't there, but like Scape texted me when he got his first infernal cape on his main. So like, you know, the man does Fazani's Nightmare on his phone. He can handle the fight caves. But congratulations to Scape for getting your first fire cape, brother. Always knew you had it in you. I guess he like over or underestimated the amount of supplies he'd actually need and had to like flick his way through because he got like way too confident. It was just like, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he just like save spotted everything. I don't know. It was a long cape, but congrats to you, King. We have some other firsts this week. Seabert and Avegnor both killed their first Zulrah this week. Fortimus took 13 minutes and several years to kill his first gauntlet. And then Silky and Leo Nasty killed their first corrupted gauntlet.
Hell yeah.
Leo did his first corrupted gauntlet on mobile, I'm pretty sure.
What a gamer.
Yeah. So Silky and Leo, you guys are congratulations. No combat achievements this week, but we do have a lot of kits. So our boy Tyler T Pace and our boy Ritzy, how you doing? Both received their Missouri kits this week. So they both got their 350 kits from TOA, which is awesome. In a surprising twist, just like how last week we had 3 Infernal Capes, we have 3 Fang kits this week.
What? Wow.
Cloudwind, Sabertooth, and Arionyx all received their Fang kits. That's nuts. I think they all did them solo too. So like,
proud of you boys.
y'all wild.
That's a
you guys are making me want to
500.
do that this year, and I like didn't want to do that this year. So, you know, I didn't want to do that, but now I kind of like, I might have to. You know, who knows? But congratulations to you guys on having a pretty solid PVM flex. You know, like, you had a Fang kit. You got some skills. Proud of you boys. Moving into skilling, the biggest and final section of Achievement of the Week here. We're going to knock these out. Just like we said last week, because he hammered them out after Achievement of the Week last week. Trillo got 99 Slayer, Prayer, and Magic all at the same time last week during recording. So we said we shot him out this week. Beefy Coco got 99 Construction. Taco Ninja finally received 99 Farming. Congratulations. I feel like Taco Ninja has posted a farming update. I say finally. I feel like he's posted a farming update like every week.
Yeah.
Forever. Was it also Taco Ninja who I was following getting 99 fletching? Posted a level every week? I don't remember.
Maybe.
But I feel like Taco Ninja, we've been following Taco Ninja go for 99 farming for what feels like as long as the show has been around, which is definitely an over-exaggeration. But I'm still very proud of you, Taco, for getting that done.
Taco!
Gecko received 99 strength on their group Iron Man. Baxley, and I think I actually said that name correctly this time, got 99 range. Matt RSM got 99 hit points. The Last Plague got 99 mage and 99 range. Habitat achieved 99 hunter. Monero UK achieved 99 farming. Planker achieved 99 thieving and over 2250 total level. So 20 out of 23, he's closing in. Parker J achieved 99 prayer, who's also closing in on that max cape. Smooth Lou achieved 99 slayer. Miyamo Poppy, who's joining us in the recording booth chat now, achieved 99 mage. My boy Nate Dog got 99 farming. I'm so proud of him. He did it in the worst place possible. He got 99 farming at Chambers Prep. I have failed you, Nate Dog. I have failed you. Snowy 105 achieved 99 range, and K Black 182. Sorry, K Black 182 achieved 99 fire making and 99 strength. That is not all this week. We have some total level accomplishments as well. Fairy achieved 2K total level. LA Clips also achieved 2K total level. The Last Plague, unsurprisingly, achieved 2K total level, as did Chris, who got it like the second we started doing Achievement of the
6
Week.
minutes ago?
Messaged in the recording booth chat and said, hey, when is Achievement of the Week? And we're like, oh, probably 10 minutes from now. He's like, sweet, I'm holding off until then. And then dropped 2K total just as we started the thing. But as always, there's always one total level that's more impressive than all of them, Michael.
Absolutely.
This man slipped under the radar. My former bingo teammate slipped under the radar completely. I didn't even know he maxed until I was looking through for Achievement of the Week. I feel bad. I wasn't there for my boy's party.
I know.
Fortimus has achieved 2277 total level. He has earned the maximum skill cape in old school RuneScape. Fortimus, my old friend, do you finally play the game? Enjoy it.
Or not.
What
play
I
the
have
game.
been told, what I have told is been the best cape in the game. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it took him 12 minutes and several years to get his first gauntlet. He didn't do gauntlet until he maxed.
Yeah.
He like has a max cape on in the picture of getting his first gauntlet.
How else are you going to get to Prif? Unless you use your max cape for the POH teleport. to get to the portal. Anyway.
These filthy skillers, honestly.
You could just die and show up there.
That's how I get there. But Fortimus, congratulations on finally maxing your old school RuneScape account. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to everyone who achieved something awesome this week. We had a pretty good spread of cool stuff that happened. So, very proud of you guys, whether you did or did not get shouted out. If you want to get shouted out on the podcast for something awesome that you do, head over to, not subjectively, not our opinion, objectively, there are multiple peer-reviewed studies that support the fact that our Discord is the best RuneScape Discord on the whole damn planet. Don't believe me? Look it up on PubMed. Guarantee you'll find it. I don't guarantee that. But if you get lucky, you'll find it. So if you want to join our Discord, yeah, I was going to say, I'm writing a peer-reviewed article right now about it. Gonna send it and get it cleared. If you want to join our Discord, head over to discord.gg/OSRSTNL and hang out with the best community in the game. A community that I've been admittedly a little too absent from because I have been burned like a child learning how to make eggs on a stovetop. I don't know what other... Burned...
Like too long at the beach with no sunscreen.
I was just about to say, burned like the white boy I am in the sun for too long. Because, like, man, do I get cooked? Just like I am right now, cooked, tired. But, like, burns are bad. Anyways, come hang out. I promise it's cooler than what I'm advertising it to be this late at night. You're going to love it in there. Michael, I would say it's time to go to bed, but alas, there's one final stop on this journey together.
One thing we must do.
This short episode that we wanted to record.
Is it ever gonna be a short episode with us?
I don't think we're ever gonna have a sub 2-hour episode again. I gotta
listen. We would just it would literally have to be, hi, welcome to Xpwaste. What did you do today? Sounds great. Let's go to break. Come on back. We come back.
Well, like,
and then
the first half an hour of this episode was you and I talking about each other's weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, like,
what are we gonna do?
Time be damned.
We would just not have to talk about ourselves. We'd have to go back to like 2021 era, and it would be, hi, welcome to Xpwaste. Today we're talking about, and then just get into it. But that's boring, right? You guys are here for us, not for like what you could read in a JMod blog, right?
Yeah, you're not here for RuneScape.
Come on,
you're here for me.
Come on. All right, we do have a fun question. This comes all the way from Mackinac Bridge in Michigan. Isn't that beautiful? And I said that right. I said that correctly too. Just
you
because
did say that correctly. That is the Mackinac Bridge.
I am
the mighty Mac.
I'm friends with a Michigander who taught me how to say that. Anyway, Mackinac Bridge. It is a 5-mile long bridge that connects Michigan's upper and lower peninsulas, crossing the deep blue straits of Mackinac. The waterway between Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. In the foreground can be seen is the historic Colonel Mackinac in Mackinac City.
Oh my God, it's Fort Michilimackinac.
Okay, thank you for being here to clarify.
My guy.
And
is it Michilimackinac or Michilimackinac? I've lived here my entire life.
It's probably Michilimackinac. Fort Michelin, man. Anyway, we have a fun question written on this postcard. It is from Legend Gary, who's one of our newest KPD tier folks. They don't get enough love, but love you very much. They have said in their fun question, if OSRS had an update where pets came with perks, what pet would you strive for and what would it do? I'm going to level with you. I did not read this question. I don't know I have to level with you. You know I didn't read it, but I just want to make it known.
I was going to say, I don't know why you're telling me.
I got it out of the I got it out of the PO box and I set it on the seat next to me and I didn't touch it. So, thank you, Legend Gary, for that question. I feel like, has this been a question in the past before? We've never had this? Okay, so if pets came with a perk, what pet would you strive for and what would it do? Are we talking current pets? I guess we got our
Yeah,
current
probably.
pets. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, what would the bloodhound do? Would it give you some sort of
Probably.
chance with clues, or like,
Probably give you better clue scroll drop rate.
or you could store a third clue with it? That would be cool. If you had the ability to store clues within the bloodhound pet. Not within, but like it had a little saddlebag. Gross. Gross.
Michael said, I don't want this master clue. Shoves it up the dog's ass.
No. Improved drop chances, and it could, you could put it, how like those dogs have that little barrel around their neck, rescue dogs, that it could have a little storage in its hat.
Did you know you die faster, I think, if you drink the bourbon that's in there?
What? Is that what it's designed
I think
for?
I think it's supposed to be water, but like in the old like stories or whatever, people use it as like there's alcohol in there or something. And I think if you drink the alcohol that comes with, like, dehydrates you or something, it's like a diuretic.
Okay.
I've never been in a situation where a Saint Bernard has to deliver me an alcoholic beverage in a small keg tied around its neck, but I'm pretty certain if you drink it, you die.
Oh gosh.
I'm not sure.
I'm so glad to be born within years of the 21st century, because modern medicine is just a wonder of this world. They're not putting leeches on you.
Day.
They're not dunking your head in water because you have. My wife is watching the Bridgerton, like, Queen Elizabeth thing, and the Mad King is like, they're doing all these crazy psychiatric things to try and cure him, but it's just like torture. That's not medicine. Anyway, the bloodhound is the obvious question. What?
First of all, lobotomy doesn't sound too bad these days. Second of all, saw a meme recently that was like, I hate the fact that I was born at the very end of the fuck around era and and have to spend the rest of my life in the find out era.
No.
Man, if that ain't accurate.
No.
Saw that the other day and I'm like, shit,
oh man,
that's 100%.
We're here.
So other than the bloodhound, Mr. Basic.
Okay,
Bitch,
now I'm finally.
what other pet would you
I'm
use?
finally done killing wyverns, so I can go into the collection log, pull up all.
Have you been
pets.
killing 16 wyverns for the
No.
last hour we've been recording?
So while I took a break while you were doing, or while I was doing community questions, so I was killing them during the Patreon, and I was killing them during the achievement of the week. But I am done now. So there's not a lot of like, I feel like it would just be the skilling pets that have perks, right? Like, what is a boss pet going to do for you? What is Hydra pet going to do for you that you can't, like, I mean, I guess outside of killing Hydra, maybe it can attack, like, are they just mini thralls? Are they mini versions of themselves that can do DPS damage?
Dog, you are not thinking big.
I don't think big enough at
You're not
this hour of
big
the
enough.
evening.
The Thermi pet
Yeah.
makes it so you don't need to wear face protection where there's smoke.
Okay. Oh.
Why you wouldn't want to, because if you're in the smoke devil lair, you're wearing a Slayer helm. Who knows, right? But it, like, maybe it clears environmental hazards with the Thermi pet, right? Because, like, I don't know. Maybe the Zulrah pet makes you completely immune to poison and venom.
Oh.
Right?
So it'd be like,
maybe the Kriara pet
Yeah.
has a chance, like a 1 in 10 chance that you don't get hit by a melee attack. Because like you can't attack Aviances with melee or whatever.
huh.
Maybe you like pet the Cerberus pet. Like, what the dog doing? Give it a little scratch behind its ears, and you get like a luck boost for 5 minutes. But you can only pet the dog once every hour, or something like that. Maybe for what's other all pets?
There's so many.
You talk about the Hydra pet. maybe each one boosts various elemental damage. But it's hard because like poison, fire, and lightning are not elements that we often have access to. So you might have to get a little creative with that. Who knows? Maybe the Jad pet allows you to tank a Jad hit and not like get any damage. Like that's the perk of the Jad pet is like,
or
you take a hit, but you don't actually take damage.
Jad pet would be cool if you could invoke once per day the ability to skip up to wave 30.
That's cracked.
That'd be kind of cool.
Gross. Once a day? Holy shit.
But like it wouldn't count for speedruns, obviously. Like you can't just say you're gonna get a 12-minute fire cape, you know? But I think that would be kind of cool. I'm not even gonna I guess I'm acknowledging what Mima said, but I'm not gonna read it. Iron Otis in the recording booth said the blue heron could swoop down and eat your fish so you don't have to put them in your inventory. That's on brand. I'm not going to say it's not on brand.
Also pretty functional for a skilling thing.
Yeah.
Like I think the beaver could do something similar.
Yeah, the beaver could like yoink a log out of your inventory for its dam.
Maybe the tangle root can bring crops back to life. Just like inherently, Rocky has like a 1 in 4 chance to double loot it like on top of the rogue's outfit.
The squirrel gives
you
you
4 blood shards if it procs.
Squirrel gives you a stamina boost every hour.
I think the squirrel would be tough because a good one for the squirrel would be you don't fall off of obstacles. Like the squirrel saves you from falling off of obstacles. But the problem is it's not super applicable at the higher levels. Like if you get spooned the squirrel at like 60 agility, that's sick.
Yeah, but this has to be something exciting through the life of your account.
200
Yeah, no, because like 96 is the last time you would fail a rooftop agility course with Artie.
Yeah, so like that would be rough. What would chin champas do? Like a 1 in 10 chance to double your chins or whatever? Like the chin pet?
How it could be like an aura effect that you like.
Oh my god, maybe it drags chin.
Yeah.
Oh, that would really suck
if you didn't have it.
You would get ragged by people with chin pets.
Can you finish that thought? It would drag them towards your trap?
Like the chins are like attracted to your area. Because like the chins can like run around and go wherever they want. If they were like attracted to your like 4x4 square around you or 5x5 square, it'd be really cool. You know?
Yeah, the chin pet would be kind of like very much situational too. You're either catching chins or you're throwing chins. Like it would have a 1 in 10 chance to save a chin from being used if you were throwing them. And maybe if
that's probably better. Yeah.
If you were 1 in 10
probably
is
much
pretty
better.
high. Like 1 in 50, maybe. But like if you were
Maybe
catching them, it could just give you an increased chance to catch 2. If you were to catch 1, I think you said that, right? No?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe you can use the. Oh God, what pet was I just looking at? I had a thought and then I lost it.
No.
Oh, the herbivore pet. You search the herbivore pet once a day for like 5 free herbs.
Oh, that would be neat.
Yeah.
The dark.
5 free random herbs. With the higher your herb lore level, the better herbs you get. Which like really wouldn't crash the herb market that much.
No. Mima said the permanent stam from the squirrel. So you basically just have stam all the time if you have the squirrel running behind you.
That is the worst perk in the world because that should just be
It should.
Change my mind. If you put that shit behind a random pet drop, you guys are the worst. Just make it a feature.
Miyamo Poppy anti-fire, permanent anti-fire from KBD or Vorky. That'd be neat.
Good.
Yeah, because then you could just focus on what gear you want to bring rather than having to wear stuff or bring potions.
Which like really would only help few situations where like you take the Avernic over the DFS in particular. But like it would add 1 strength bonus, so it really wouldn't be that big of a deal.
The rock golem for mining, would it just like eat the ore you're trying? Like if you could designate an ore for it to eat and randomly takes iron out of your inventory if you're
I'm sure we could do like there's tons of stuff we could do this with. Like we could be here Literally
all
all
night.
day.
This is a great question, Legendary. Appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
If you guys want to send in a fun question, you can either send us a postcard. I highly prefer that. Or you could be boring and post it in Discord.
Which again, we're not going to be mad at. Don't let Michael's tone make
But
it seem like
look,
we're going to be upset about that.
I'm gonna extend the corkboard this week, and it's gonna stretch the entire length of the wall potentially.
Gonna get all corked, folks.
Oxy's gonna have to send me all the postcards nobody can see behind him. No, you can see them.
Was Seth the one that sent us those photos from Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have those, and I need to get like a frame.
Oh yeah,
like a
multi-part frame
so I can put those up. Yeah, because I love those pictures, and I didn't put them on the board specifically because I didn't want them to get like holes through them. So they're like sitting on my dresser. I need to get like a thing. He sent us those months ago. I'm just really bad at like framing photos.
If you want a solution, I have little like paper clips, and they have the stick, like they have the pin behind it. So the pin is basically, it's like a paper clip pin, so you don't have to poke holes in your postcards.
Pretty neat. But Michael,
Oxy,
that was a good fun question. That was a good time.
Thank you so much.
But I have to be up in 6 hours for work.
Damn.
And I'm a sleepy boy.
It's cooked.
I love with you. Take one last shot before you go to bed. First me saying I'm tired. I'm gonna deposit this last thing of ore into Motherload Mine, and then I'm gonna tell you guys that this is the end of the episode. If you listened to our voice for this long and thought, hey, I want more of that, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. Do you like subscribe to people on Spotify now?
You can. You can follow them. You can subscribe. You can rate. You can do all fun stuff.
Well, do all those algorithm boosting things if you thought that was awesome.
Actually, I would love for everybody to go and leave a review on Spotify. Rate us 1 to 5. Obviously, rate us 5 stars because we're awesome. We have I haven't told Oxy, but we have a goal as a show to get to 500 ratings. I think we're at like low 400s. So if you're on Spotify, go ahead and rate the show. He's very confused because I just made that up.
Hi, my name is Oxy. I've been the co-host of the show.
I just made that up.
1, 2, 3, the entire time, and I didn't know that was a feature. I'm okay. Rate it 1 stars because Michael lied as co-host. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Go do all those algorithm boosting things. Follow us on Twitter because we tweet like once a month. Because I feel like Michael and I have just like, God, we really have been down bad, and we neglected our Instagram, neglected our social media, neglected our TikTok. Go follow us on all those things because like we communicate with you. If the goal is to like talk to us or like message us and ask us questions, we will get back to you. But we're just not good at posting things on them apparently. But go, ask us for more and we'll do more. I'm sorry guys, I've been down bad lately. But follow us on Twitter, Instagram, not Facebook, TikTok. Go do all those fun things. Most importantly, join our Discord. Come hang out with some of the coolest people you ever play RuneScape with ever. Every link you will literally ever need is in the description down below, including a link for the video and hopefully the blog post about navigation that should come out either tomorrow or on Wednesday. So everything you'll need will be right down there. It's been fun, and I am so tired.
You lied to me.
I think it is time to go to sleep.
No, listen.
You all.
People are listening to this Thursday morning, right when it comes out. You guys are ready to have a great day.
Listen to me. European audience, who we released this episode so damn early for. Call in. Go back to bed. American audience, if you psychopaths are listening to this episode when it comes out, you're either on the East Coast up way too early, go to bed, or you're on the West Coast up kind of degenerate late. I don't care. Go to bed. It's not a question. If you're in Australia,
I don't know what time it is.
after I gotta love with you. I don't know what time it is, but take an afternoon nap and call it good. You know? I think when we recorded with Hanani, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night for her, and we recorded at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I feel like, or was that like 10 a.m.? I don't remember.
It felt like it was
It was
Monday
so
for
long.
us and Wednesday for her.
Oh my God, no, because the sun was rising for her when it was like 2 p.m. for us.
It's crazy.
I don't know how time
Is
works,
crazy.
man. If you're in Australia, also go to bed, I guess. I don't know. Make sure you're sleeping well and you're staying hydrated if you're in Australia. Everyone else in our listener demographic, go to bed. Because that's what I'm going to do, folks. We will see you next week if I wake up on time. Bye, everyone.